Alright, so in this video we're going to see, we're going to learn how to implement event tracking when it comes to GA4. So in GA4, one thing very important is that everything is an event. So your page view is also an event, uh, any other event is also an event, right? So if you look into this, if I make a new tag here, now let me call it, for example, any tag, right? Alright, now when you come to Universal Analytics, right, you can see that you have track type as page view and you have different track types, right? You have an event, it's a special track type. But when it comes to GA4, it's not the same way. In GA4, everything is an event. So we go here. Now let me just change the name again. Generic click GA4. Alright. So uh, let us just select the GA4 configuration. Event name would be click event. Right, and I can add different parameters to it. Say page URL. I can add a value to it. There you go. Page URL. So this is going to be the value. I can add any other for that case. And the parameter will be click to, and a value would be 1. Alright, so we did that. And we set the trigger to generic click trigger. Save this. Now let us check if this has been implemented properly. Let's go to preview. Oops. Alright, there we go. Connect. And that's our website. So as you can see, these are the events which I've fired till now. These are the tags which I've fired till now. Suppose if I go and click here. Alright, I'm sorry. This was a wrong click. Yeah, suppose if I click here. Now, if you go and check here, so generic click GA4 has fired, right? And you can also view it in analytics. So you just have to go to debug view, and in debug view you can see here that click event has fired, right? So that's how you track events when it comes to GA4. Easy. So we're going to talk about what is a non-interaction hit. Uh, this is a sort of a very confusing topic to understand, but let us make it easy. Alright, so we have a tag here in our Google Tag Manager, which is for scroll depth. If you see, the non-interaction hit has been set to be false. Now imagine we have our page here. Imagine the website is very small. Say uh, this particular view is say 50% of the entire web page, right? In that case, what happens is whenever this tag is fired, the it will calculate, okay, that the visitor has viewed 50% of your page. Now, if the visitor comes here, he has apparently seen the 50% of the page, and if he closes the website, In that case, it would not be considered as a bounce if non-interaction hit has been set as false, right? So what happens when non-interaction hit is false? It means that it is an interaction. So your bounce rate would be less, right? Even though the visitor came to the website, he just saw the opening of your page, he closed the page, and it will still not be considered as a bounce, which will affect your bounce rate, as I said. If you set the non-interaction hit to be true in this case, now what happens is whenever the uh, visitor comes to this page and he has apparently seen the 50% of the page, it will still affect your bounce rate. So your bounce rate will definitely go up, but it will still be the correct bounce rate. That is the main reason for setting non-interaction hit. So there are certain things which you would not consider as an interaction. Say for page view, it would not be considered as an interaction. Time on page, if the person has been on this page just on the screen for 20 seconds, if he set if he set non-interaction hit to be false, it it won't be the right measure, right? So in these cases, we have to set non-interaction hit to be true, so as to make sure that the uh, bounce rate is calculated properly. Thank you. So the question is, what are scopes when it comes to custom dimensions? So first of all, let us try to find out what are custom dimensions or metrics and how to create them, and then we'll go to what are scopes, right? So custom dimensions are basically similar to default dimensions, except for the fact that you create these dimensions. So what happens in this case is that you get the data which is relevant to your business. How to create these custom dimensions? So we just go to admin. Under admin, we go to custom definitions, and from here you can create custom dimensions and custom metrics. So we can see we have a certain number of custom dimensions already uh, made around here, and you can see there are different scopes as well. All right, so let us go ahead, create a new custom dimension. You can give it any name you like, just try and make it unique so that it does not conflict, so that there is no conflict. Now, there are four different types of scopes when it comes to custom dimensions. In order to understand the scopes, let us compare it to an analogy of your favorite band, right? So now for your favorite band, hits can be considered as particular singles of that band, right? So say a band uh, made 10 songs, so there'll be 10 hits, right? So you can consider them as 10 hits. So basically hits are nothing but individual events that might occur on a website. So they would be page view, events such as click, right? E-commerce interactions or social interactions, right? So number of shares your particular post got, right? So these are uh, hit. These come under a hit scope, right? The next is sessions. So you can consider session as an album of singles, right? So an album of hits would be, say, considered as a session, right? So of course, each session has its particular duration, that is 30 minutes by default. You can change it. So suppose 10 hits happen under 30 minutes. So in that case, 10 hits would have happened under just one session. That is the case. But there are still 10 hits, right? So that is how sessions are, right? So they would include all the hits that occurred when someone visited the website, all right? These would include, say, duration of session, behavior in the particular session, goals and conversions in the session, right? Now, when it comes to user scope can be considered as, say, the entire discography of your favorite band. Say, over a period of years, the particular band has made 10 albums, but it has been made by the same band. So your band is the user, right? And it has made 10 albums, which are 10 sessions. And in each session, there are, say, 10. So in each album, say, there are 10 songs. So that would be 10 hits, right? Get the point? So that is what that is what comes under a user scope. So what that is, it summarizes all of the activity in uh, all of a single user's sessions on your website, right? So these would include something like demographics, geography, interest. So these are particular, these are unique for a particular user. So that comes under user scope. Now, what is the product scope? So a product scope cannot exactly be understood with a brand analogy. A product scope would be something like data related to a particular product. So suppose you have set certain dimension for a product X, right? So number of sales that X does would come under the product scope, right? So if you want to segregate data for a particular product, right? In that case, you would use product scope. I hope this is clear. Thank you.